Random House Audio presents The Afghan Campaign by Stephen Pressfield. Read for you by James Langton. Historical note. Alexander's Afghan campaign began in the summer of 330 BC, when his army entered Artakoana, modern Herat, and continued until spring 327, when he departed Bactra, near contemporary Mazar-e-Sharif, and crossed the Hindu Kush into India. The campaign was the lengthiest of Alexander's career, and the most difficult he ever fought. His adversaries were not main force armies, but free tribesmen of what is today Afghanistan and Turkmenistan, and horse warriors, who inhabited the steppes and mountains that would become Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. Measures of barbarity were employed by both sides, unprecedented in prior campaigns, and the boundaries of warfare were stretched. Despite numerous victories, Alexander did not subdue the region until well into the third year, when he concluded an alliance with the warlord Oxyates by taking to wife Oxyates' daughter, Roxane. The stubbornness of the opposition may be gauged from the fact that, when Alexander moved on to India in 327, he left in Afghanistan no fewer than 10,000 infantry and 3,500 cavalry, fully a fifth of his army, to keep the country from reverting to insurgency. Prologue. A wedding in Asia. The war is over, or it will be by sundown tonight, when Alexander takes to wife the Afghan princess Roxane. Across the Plain of Sorrows, so named for the multitude of its burial grounds, the camps of the Macedonians sprawl flank by flank alongside those of the enemy. There must be 500 of the latter, those bivouacs the Afghans call tafiran, circles, each housing between 50 and 500 men. Every tribe and clan from Artakoana to the Jaksates has trekked in for the celebration, along with vendors and whores in thousands, tailors, seamstresses, acrobats, musicians, fortune-tellers. The whole Mac expeditionary force is here, including foreign units, horse and foot. Every captain and corporal parades in his finery, eager for the festivities. Except me and my mates, Flag, Boxer, and Little Red. We've still got work to do. Give Alexander credit. By marrying the Afghan princess, he turns his most formidable foe, the warlord Oxyates, into his father-in-law. No other stunt could have produced victory in this war, or that state of affairs that can plausibly be passed off as victory. So we shall have peace. I doubt that any cessation of hostilities has been longed for more ardently than this. A campaign that was supposed to take 3 months has dragged on with unbroken terror and brutality for almost 3 years. Those of us who came out from home as boys have become first men, and then something closer to beasts or devils. The Afghans have suffered worse. 200,000 dead. That's the figure you hear. I believe it. Hardly a village remains in this country that our troops haven't leveled, or a city that we haven't taken apart, stone by stone. I'm getting married tonight myself. 1,400 Macs will be linking with Afghan girls in one collective ceremony. My bride's name is Shinar. It's a long story. I'll tell it as we go along. My mate Flag dismounts now outside the tent as I finish arming. He's about 40, and the hardest knot I know. He has taught me everything. I would march into hell at his side. He enters dressed in formal military kit for the wedding. I indicate his cloak. You'll be roasting in that thing. Flag tucks back one wing. Beneath his left arm, a Xephos sword is strapped to his ribs. He's got an Afghan long knife lashed along one thigh and throwing daggers inside both boots. He carries 2 more weapons in plain view, a ceremonial sword on a baldric and a 9-foot half-pike. These are for show. To give Baz, the name we Macedonians apply to any Afghan, something to fix his eyes on. Boxer and Little Red have reigned outside. In a few moments, we'll make our way across the plain to the camp of the Aletai Pactians. There, I will meet the brother of my bride and pay him off, an indemnity of honor, so he won't murder me and his sister. The price is 4 years' wages and my best horse. Such is Afghanistan. Only out here do you have to bribe a brother not to slaughter his own sister. Her crime? Being with me. Atop the citadel, the crier calls. 2 hours past noon. "All right," says Flag. "Let's go over this one more time." Flag is by far our senior. His rank is Flag Sergeant. He has a personal name, but I've never heard anyone use it. We just call him by his rank. He rehearses us in blocking moves. What's critical is that Shinar's brother and his 2 cousins not escape. They can't be allowed to break away or survive with wounds. Our blows must be fatal. These 3 are Shinar's last male kin. No others stand under the obligation of Nangwali, the Afghan code of honor, to see that justice is done. Brother and cousin slain, we can buy our way out of the crime. Money will patch it up, but these 3 must go down. "All I can say," says Little Red as we finish our preparations, "is this is a hell of a way to warm up for a wedding." As my mates and I cinch up, my bride appears in the portal. She will bathe now, and, assisted by her bridesmaids, perform the Karahal, the Paktian purification rite. No male may witness this. She meets my eye. "When will you go, Matthias?" "Now." A groom brings my horse. My mates have already mounted. The Afghan farewell is Tel Badir, with God's care. Shinar signs this to me. I sign back. Flag's heels tap his pony. Now or never. We're off, to perform, if we must, one final murder, then get the hell out of this country. Book 1. A Common Soldier. I am the 3rd and last son of my family to come out to Afghanistan. My older brothers went out as cavalrymen. I signed with the infantry. The distinction between horse and foot is not so great in Afghanistan as it was in Alexander's earlier campaigns in Asia Minor, Mesopotamia, and Persia. Out east, an infantryman is expected to leap onto the back of any creature that will bear his weight, horse, mule, ass, or yabu, the Afghan pony, and ride to the site of action, there to dismount and fight, or even fight from the beast's back if necessary. Likewise horse troopers, even the king's companions, think nothing of hitting the ground and slugging it out on foot alongside the dirt-eaters. My father was killed in Afghanistan, or more precisely, he expired of sepsis in a military hospital in Susia, in the province of Areya, which lies on the western border of the country. My father was not a mounted warrior or a foot soldier, but a combat engineer of the siege train, what the troops call a bucket man, because miners and sappers dig their trenches and raise their earthworks with wicker baskets. His name was the same as mine, Matthias. My father fought at the Granicus River, at Tyre, Gaza, and at Issus. He was an authentic hero. My brothers are too. Once, when I was 16, my father sent home an army warrant worth 1/4 talent of gold. We bought a second farm with it, with 2 barns and a year-round creek, and had enough left over to fence the place in stone. It was my father's keenest wish that I, the youngest brother, not come out to war. My mother, further, was violently opposed to any step that would take me away from the land. "You may call it your misfortune, Matthias," she declared, "to have been whelped last of the litter. But, like it or not, you are my bulwark and the bulwark of this farm. Your father is gone. We shall never see your brothers again. Lust for glory will be their finish. They will leave great names and nothing more." My mother feared that I, gone overseas, would tread into the snare of some foreign wench and, taking her to wife, never return to Macedon. I was 18, however, and as mad for glory as every other overheated young blood in a kingdom whose 25-year-old sovereign, Alexander, son of Philip, had in only 4 years sacked Earth's mightiest empire and turned our homeland delirious with conquest, fame, and treasure. In the Macedonian army, enlistments are measured not by years, but by cycles, or bumps. A bump is 18 months. Minimum enlistment is 2 bumps, one to be trained and one to serve. But a man must
Sample complete. Ready to continue?